y'all? I'm B. Ryder. It's my co-host,
J. Bell.
and this is
Final Thoughts.
Today's topic: should women shoot their shot? Let's check it out.
Yeah, 100%. I think it is that. Like, why would you not want to be an active participant? Imagine that there is a world, my brother's back, but imagine that there is a world where you wait for the right job to find you. That you're just like, it'll come, it'll find. If it wants me, it'll approach me. And you're like, maybe it works that way. And I say that about LA. LA is a great city for that. Like, you can come to, people don't want to try. I think in this dating space, they look at trying as gross. Like, oh, you read a book? Like, you're desperate. Oh, you tried? Like, you're taking classes? Like, oh, you're talking to people? Like, you're researching? Ew, like, you're needy and gross. Whereas in every area in life that you want to get good at,
So true.
you have to research, you got to practice, you got to enlist the help of gurus. You have to go out there and try different techniques out. And that's how you develop mastery if you want to get good at something. But in this space, it's like the more you try, the like grosser or worse you probably are at it. And it is such a stupid, mind-boggling technique. And so, yeah, I say this though, like I approach all the time. I approach like incessantly, and I get rejected a lot in my daily life. And so I'm not saying that approaching is a fail-safe way to like all of a sudden now everyone's going to like you.
Yeah.
But it just means your probability of meeting people. It also makes life more fun, I think, when you get to pick who you want to talk to. And you get to pick what kind of conversations you engage in. But yeah, it comes with a lot of awkward scenarios, but you win some, you lose some.
Should women shoot their shot? That is the question.
I think they should.
Absolutely.
Well, okay, so why do you think they should?
Well, it will only be a boon to them. You know, there's really no downside to it other than possible rejection. That's the only thing that I see that is or could possibly be a downside. Like, imagine, and one of our friends mentioned this quote. I guess he might have made it up, but he was, imagine a woman playing an active role in her dating life. Imagine that. You know?
Yeah.
And that's something. Wouldn't that be something?
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
I think that's that should be a thing. Like, you broaden your dating pool by being active in it. Like, you're no longer waiting for someone to come and introduce themselves into your life.
Yeah. So okay, let me do this. So I'm going to ask you questions, and we're going to see what you have to say about some of the questions that I've heard women ask. All right, cool. In respect to this subject. Okay, so why should a woman do it? Why should she shoot her shot? What benefits she get from it?
Okay, so let's talk about the benefits of it.
Yeah, let's go.
You actually get to decide what man you will potentially have a future with, rather than the man deciding if you're going to enter into his life at all.
Yeah.
Right? Now, you still have a level of choice in that you can choose who to accept and who to reject. But when you don't put the effort in choosing who you can accept, that severely limits your options, right? That severely limits the amount or even the caliber of men that you meet. Because contrary to popular belief, every man that comes up and talks to you may not be for you.
Absolutely not.
You know, he may not even really like you. You might just be there, you know? But hey, if you step out of your comfort zone, step out of your box and talk to someone who, I don't know, maybe he didn't notice you, or maybe he's just so busy that he doesn't really have the time to talk to women. I've been in that position before, to where I've seen a woman and I thought she was attractive.
Yeah.
And I look at my watch and I'm like, I don't have the time. I can't do this right now.
Okay, so what caused it? Like, why don't you have the time?
It could be for a myriad of reasons. One instance I remember, I was actually on the clock. I was at work.
Oh.
I was at work. And
Okay.
I happened to be in the store in Walmart at the time. And I was picking up items for my job. And I had a time limit for when I
Had to be back. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, saw somebody walking.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, she is cute. I don't have the time to talk to her. I don't have the time. I literally have to be in and out and back at my job.
Okay.
Right. And I think that's something that I think a lot of people miss, in that we kind of make men a monolith. And we have this idea that if a man wants you, he's gonna come get you. I know everybody's seen Steve Harvey, right? We know if a man wants you, he gonna come get you, ladies.
Boaz. You know.
He gonna come get you. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. Look, honestly, there have been moments where I have literally not talked to a woman that I was interested in because she was walking too fast.
True story.
And the guy.
True story.
Right.
True story.
Literally. Ask any of your male friends. Have you ever not talked to an attractive woman because she was walking too fast? And see how many of them tell you yes. Like, damn, I wanted to talk to her, but she going 35 miles per hour. Nah, I'm not.
She's walking with purpose.
Yes. I'm not doing that. Like, so even little things like that could deter a man or change a man's mind about coming to talk to you. It doesn't necessarily, it's not always going to be, oh, I like you, I want you, and I'm coming to get you. You know, it's not always that. Right.
Well, what do you think causes this? What do you think make women feel like they should just be approached and they shouldn't approach? What is that?
Well, I mean, long story short, that's kind of patriarchy-ish. Patriarchal-ish. But it's patriarchy, basically. It's the way that we have pretty much groomed women throughout time in America. Is that it's gender roles. We all play our role. You play the passive role, and you are chosen.
And the man plays the
Like,
dominant, aggressive role.
Yeah.
Alpha male, as some people say.
Right. So this is the way that our society has functioned for a very long time.
Yeah.
So now it's interesting because even when times have changed, we're fighting the change in this department, in the dating aspect. It's regardless of what's going on.
Do you think it's because women enjoy some of the privileges of it?
Absolutely.
And what do you think those privileges are
It's
that they enjoy?
Not being a victim of rejection, right?
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
I think that plays a large part of it because, hey, I understand, if I don't have to deal with rejection, I'm not gonna deal with it.
Yeah.
Why would I do that?
Easy.
Why would I do that?
Yeah,
if I can make you do all of the work, then guess what's gonna happen?
You're gonna do all of the work. Simple as that. Yeah.
So to me, that's just like, I understand the aspect of it, but I feel like women need to understand the whole and the box that they put themselves in when they do this. When they say, I'm not going to approach a man.
Just like in the video when he said that you don't just wait for a job to just call you.
Right.
You go get it. You know what I'm saying? You do your best to go get the job that you want. And one of the things that I think or feel, however you want to interpret that, I feel like in every aspect of your life, and I'm talking to women, you go out and get it or do it, whatever that may be. But in this one aspect, this one thing, you want the man to come to you, and that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get the man that you actually want because he came to you.
Yeah.
And that just doesn't mean that.
What do you think would happen if more women approached men?
I think there would be a higher success rate. So I'm under the belief, because I'm a man, that if women shot their shot more often, there would be better.
More relationships?
Yeah, I was about to say more relationships.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say better,
Right.
but more relationships.
Yeah.
because it's not common for a man to be approached by a woman. So when we are, it's like, wow,
A breath of fresh air.
yeah, it is. It's like, I can't believe that this woman thought to come up to me, especially in this social climate
Definitely.
of old school and gender roles and everything like that, to talk to me.
That's
So
impressive.
I'm automatically going to show you some sort of respect
Right.
and talk to you. You know what I'm like? I'm going to show you some time of day, is what they say.
All right. I think ladies need to understand that this approaching men doesn't necessitate success, right? It doesn't mean that you're going to win every time. And
No.
I feel like that's like one of the most important aspects to get across, because I've heard of a lot of women who have said, well, I've tried approaching men and it doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
And then you ask them, well, how often have you tried? I tried it
couple
twice,
times.
3 times,
Yeah.
and it didn't work. Wow. Imagine if we gave up after strike 3.
Right.
You know, like, if you're going to do this, understand that, just like what was said in the video, this is a skill. This is something that you have to become better at. This isn't something that you nail the first time. And it might not even be entirely your fault, your own failure, right?
Yeah.
He may be married, he may not be interested, whatever. But you still have to put forth that effort. You still have to go in expecting to fail, but also expecting to get better, because you will.
Yeah.
But if you stop after failure number 3, what have you done?
What have you learned? What have you learned?
You quit, basically. You learn to quit.
Yeah. And I think that when okay, so if we reversed everything, would you as a woman really want to be in the position of a man? Like, be honest with yourself. This is a real question. Would you want to be in charge of approaching that man, getting his number, communicating effectively and efficiently, planning, and then executing those plans in a timely manner, and be responsible for paying for everything? And this is with no guarantee that you are loyal to me or anything.
That's the thing.
No guarantee.
All of this is before
Yeah,
any kind of commitment is had.
exactly. And I really want you to ask yourself, do you think you could do that? Throw all the gender roles out, throw all these preconceived notions of what a man and woman should do. Just put yourself in the man's shoes, right? And ask yourself, could you do exactly what you require from a man? Because this is what we live every single day of our lives. Until we find that woman that we match with and we, decide to settle down and be with that person. Could you do that? That's my question.
And rejectionism, it sucks. So that goes back to me saying that I understand why women would avoid it, because if you haven't been rejected if you haven't been loudly, vociferously rejected in front of many people.
Yeah.
And that,
It doesn't feel good.
Some of y'all women are, you've done this before, right? Rejected a man loudly and unnecessarily, assiduously, right?
Mm-hmm.
This has been things that some women have done. Now, I don't think anybody wants to be part of that, right?
No.
So I get why women would be on the fence about, hey, no. And then there are the women who, and we haven't talked about them, the women who really don't need to approach men, right? Because there's always women who are successful enough or attractive enough to, hey, I don't approach men because I don't need to. Every man that I've ever wanted or dated has approached me. Right? And if that's you, then more power to you. Do you, boo-boo. Right? But understand that at the same time, there are many women who don't exist in that same bubble that you do. There are many women who abide by the same rules that the woman who doesn't need to approach a man does. And she ends up failing in her love life because she is not taking that step forward. She's not being assertive. And it's important that we're able to recognize who we are. Which woman, are you the woman who you don't approach men and you don't have any problem with meeting men in your life? If that's you, then you probably don't need to hear this. You're okay, right? You got a man, you can get a man, it's fine, right? Although I would say that doesn't necessarily mean that your conversation or skills are up to par, but that's a whole other thing. But if you are the woman who it's been a year and a half since you've been approached by a man, you haven't been on a date in months, and you're still waiting for somebody to approach you,
why not approach him?
why not?
What stops you from doing that? You know, and I said earlier, I think it deals with a lot with gender roles and feeling of entitlement when it comes to women that stops them from doing this. And it's not like, are we really going to pretend like gender roles has protected relationships? Because it hasn't. It's not true. You know what I'm saying? People typically say all of these things that they want in a man or a woman, and it'll align with gender roles. But when they actually get into the relationship, they talk about the things that those people like, you know, to reflect in their relationship. Right. Honestly, it's not really all that practical. Because I've seen several instances where women have approached a man, it was successful, and they ended up married with kids and stuff like that. I've seen that a good bit. But I think it'll happen more so if more women did it. I'm not saying get on your knees and propose to the guy. If that's what you do, then that's what you do. But we're at least talking about shooting your shot, making your presence known, saying something. I'm not just talking about like a little eye wink. You like pass him and bump him or something. And actually saying like, hey, how are you?
That's another thing that, like, if you ask, and I've done this before, I've asked my female friends, you walk into the grocery store and you see a guy by himself who is exactly your type, whatever that type is.
Okay.
You might be 6'5" or something with a strapping beard and a suit, smells nice. You know, he's your type, whatever that
yeah.
You see him, he's in the vegetable area picking through cauliflower, right? You see him. What do you do to get his attention? A lot of the women
pick something next to him or something.
Right. A lot of women say something like, "Oh, I'll walk by, or I'll come near him and give him the eye," or like, even one girl told me that she would like drop something and then like seductively bend over to pick it up.
Why can't you just have a conversation with him? Like, what is so, you know, like, why are you so against that? Just have a conversation. Why are you going through all these things to get his attention, and he may not even be paying attention? I know one damn thing. If you say, hey, how are you? My name is this. You have his attention.
You got his goddamn attention. At that point in time.
I guarantee.
True story. And a lot of women that I've talked to and given that scenario to, very few of them have said that, oh, I would go up and start a conversation. Right?
Yeah.
And that's honestly what needs to happen. You need to start a conversation with them.
There's nothing wrong with it.
That's the only way that you're guaranteed to get his attention, because guess what? When he doesn't notice you and he walks by or he sees you, true story, I've seen a girl look at me, right? Look at, like, you know, in the store or whatever, doing whatever, and I seen her look at me.
Yeah.
And my mind was nowhere near dating or picking up anybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
She looked at me, and I immediately was like, what the fuck is she looking at? And I left.
Oh
And
my
then-
goodness.
and then
she freaked you out.
The next, yeah. And then the next day I was like,
Oh.
huh,
Yeah.
well, that was weird, you know?
Yeah.
So you don't know what kind of response you're going to get from them by doing all of these other roundabout things that aren't, hey, how are you? What are you doing? And there's a way to talk to a man without coming off as desperate, which is another thing that women say that they don't approach men well because they don't want to come off as desperate or thirsty. There's a method to this madness, and I want to, and we're probably not going to talk about it this time, but
No,
we'll speak.
not that time. I know what you're talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. There's a method to the madness. There's a way to do it. But understand that you need to do it. You need to pull the trigger, basically. You need to say hello. You don't need to stare at him
Right.
and hope that he sees into what you're trying to do. Because honestly, the guys who usually pick up on these type of social cues are usually good at it. The guy who approaches you and is good at talking to women and hits all of those social beats, he's smooth, he's not doing too much, he's standing the proper distance, he's not coming off as creepy. Oh, that was
Right.
and you walk away feeling good. Oh, that was nice. He was sweet.
Yeah,
That was a
nice
good interaction.
interaction. Yeah.
Guess what? He's done that before.
Of course.
He's done that before. He's good at it for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, and you don't want to limit yourself only to the guys who have options, because that's basically what is happening nowadays with women. By waiting for the guy to approach you, you're limiting yourself to the guys who are good at approaching you. And so
That's bars.
you're only
Okay,
you're only giving the guys who know what they're doing access to you. So the guys who may be fearful, who may be busy, who may have other things to do, who see you and who are like, oh, she's on the phone, or she looks really busy right now, so I don't want to, those guys, if you see the guy and you are interested, please say something. Because you're doing yourself a favor at the end of the day.
That's exactly why I like what she said in the video, is that she approaches, she's shooting her shot constantly, and she has no problems doing it.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, she is selecting. She's making a selection. You know what I'm saying? She's getting to choose who she wants to be in her company. Now, it's whether or not that guy accepts it or not. She said in the video that, she get rejected sometimes.
Rejected, yeah.
Who knows how often that is? That's a personal thing. But the fact of the matter is, she doesn't get rejected every time.
That's what
Only some of the times.
That's
And,
what matters.
but she is an advocate of shooting her shot.
Right.
And she wrote a book, right?
Yeah.
Like, she wrote a book. So it's okay, ladies, women.
If you need permission,
Please do it.
To do it.
Yeah, please do
Yeah.
it. Men are very accepting to a woman talking to them. Like, obviously don't go after a pig or anybody that's showing any kind of ridiculous tendencies that you can't deal with. But if you see that guy, or you've been seeing him for a while, walk around the workplace, or however the situation may be, just say hi. You never know if he may take it off from there. Right. Just say something. Say something.
Please do.
Please. You want to say your final thoughts?
Yeah. Final thoughts in the interest of pursuing and initiating. Initiate, ladies. There's nothing wrong with initiating. You can say hello. You don't have to be all about him or texting him all the time or planning dates or whatnot, because honestly, most guys don't feel like we want to chase after you either. Like, contrary to popular belief, we like to be wanted too.
Mutual interest.
Yeah, we like to know that you're interested in us.
Yes.
And being that we take most of the risk, I feel like it's fair for us to know the person that we're spending time with, spending money on, is interested in us. So, what you got?
My final thoughts. All right, so what you expect us to do should be something that you expect yourself to do. I feel like it should be equal at this point. Now, I'm not saying the first date needs to be 50-50 and we're not even gonna go through all of that, you know. But what I'm saying is that if you expect effort, you should put in effort. So this is not monetary, right? If you want good communication, you should communicate good. More good, yeah. You know, I'm asking those kind of things to bring that up. Like, if that's what you want, then you should do that too. If you want him to plan things out, you should plan things out as well. Again, this doesn't have to equate to like money or anything. You can have a nice day at the park together and plan it out and see where the day goes and stuff like that. So those things are impressive to men as well. So that's pretty much all I have. And to leave a little Easter egg, he mentioned something about pickup artists.
They did, yeah.
And we definitely have thoughts about that.
Yeah, we will be covering some thoughts on pickup artistry in a later video. So
you should definitely stay tuned.
Be looking out for that. It might not be what you think, so be looking out for that. But
yeah.
Once again, you guys can follow us. Make sure to like and subscribe to the video. Follow me at B Writer on Instagram.
And I am chaos_noop on Instagram. And once again, the name of our program is Final Thoughts.
Absolutely.